Welcome back to Project Ozone 3, and today we're going to be looking at Astral Sorcery, so you are going to need to go and find a structure with a floating crystal in it, and you're going to use a crafting table near that. Now with that crafting table, you can then craft a resonating wand. You need a couple of aquamarine and an ender pearl. There we go, just one of them. And you're going to need to put this, because it's the original crafting table, so obviously it doesn't keep its stuff. There we go. And you can craft a resonating wand. I've just made a spare because I just made the first one. And both of those will actually be of use in Astral Sorcery. So you're going to want to do that. And you're going to need to do it near a floating crystal. You see that beam of light that came down there? Doesn't work if you aren't near one of these. Also, while you're out here near these structures, you're going to want to go and look for constellation paper. Sure enough. Some more aquamarine, etc. And you can dump that into your system. And yeah, head out. Where's the exit? Ah, there it is. So we're over here in Landia to find these. You can go to all kinds of different places. It just so happens that Landia is actually an area with regular terrain, and apparently according to the book, it's the most common place to find these temples. Now I have a feeling I already have quite a lot of that constellation paper, so let me just put some back in the system here, and let's just look it up. Constellation. Yeah, so I've got 10 of these basically blank constellation papers, and then you'll see there's lots of different kinds that we can go over here. I've actually got some here, so if we just take all those out, can we actually put these inside the... I've stood on an elevator. Sorry if I scared any of you for that. If we shift right click, can we store them in here? I think we can. Yeah. So that will then basically unlock things in the constellations. You'll see I've got those from the constellation paper, and you can click on them to see various other information later. So by default, if you go into the research tab, you can scroll in and keep scrolling. You will get to this, which is like another network of quests, which basically tells you what you can do. So inside quests found in the scattered shrines across the land, explorers occasionally find blank scrolls. Remove one of these plant scrolls from the chest, cause a name to appear across the top along with a strange drawing. Okay. Except, did mine actually do that? I mean, Constellation? Yeah, I mean, doesn't particularly do anything with this stuff. It's not identified as a particular constellation paper. Maybe I'm misremembering. In any case, the next thing we're going to need is just really the specific crafting table, just like all of these for the other mods. We are going to need a crafting table for Astral Sorcery, or at least we need several of them. The first one's relatively straightforward, but again, we're going to need to go and craft it over by a structure. And we have one right near our base, so we can just zip over there. And I should probably just leave a crafting grid over here rather than keep on transporting them around. But if we just pop into the top here and pop down, let's put our crafting table down. And then it's something like this. And the recipe includes sooty marble. Luminous crafting table. Luminous. Unless it requires specific kinds. Oh, it also requires a crafting table. Ha! Okay. One luminous crafting table. There we go. My vision expands. I learn more about exploration, which is going to be in our book. And our first quest just triggered. Good. So there we are, and our resonating wand should also trigger shortly as well. And then you can see the rest of this area to our Astral Sorcery area has opened up. We also have, you see Starlight crafting, that's the next crafting table. And you're also going to need to make some light barrels, often useful for all kinds of different things. Looking glass, grindstone, starlight indicator, starlight locator, etc. Lots of stuff to actually get done next. But yeah, there we go, that's our other quest. Let's head back to the base and see if we can find a suitable place for this luminous crafting table. Now, as far as where you put your crafting table, it's up to you entirely. There are a few places that would be a benefit though. So one of them is up here in the air. So you want to be sort of 120 or so up, and you'll get a decent place to put your crafting table. Let me just make sure I put this down. This isn't any particular formation at the moment. We'll need to redo that shortly, but I just want to get a platform that is reasonably okay. So I want to get some painted. Yeah, painted glowstone will do for now. Just so we have a platform that has some light on it. Not that the light's needed, but it's a blood moon kind of area. Well, it was a blood moon. It's coming daytime now. So we can put our light, luminous crafting table down in the center. You'll see there's a bar along the bottom of the screen, and that fills up depending where you put things down. So I'm not sure if this particular mod pack has overridden this, because this sometimes is low level, but because this is a low level crafting table, it has a lower capacity anyway, as far as I remember. In any case, above 120 is a good place to put it. Now, if you didn't want to put it above 120, there are a couple more places you can put it to gain lots of light, and light is the resource we're going to be using. And one of them is right now near one of those collection crystals again. So if you wanted to leave it in there and you happen to have one of those right next to your base, then you could. I could use a dislocated pestle to just move quickly between them. That would be straightforward. So I could do it that way as well. However, up here works for me at the moment, and we'll see how much light the higher tiers of table need. Aside from that, I think there is there one other... Oh, yes, the other places down near where... Well, there's a resource we can't see yet, basically. And if you put it near that resource, it's kind of a glowy effect on the ground. We don't have a ground, but in certain dimensions, there is a ground. And if you put it near that, then it can then gather more light that way. A few different mechanisms. Don't worry about it for now. Just put it down somewhere high above your sky block, and you should do just fine. Okay, now my laser's turned up a couple of rock crystal ores, and let's see how many rock crystals we get out of these, and hopefully it's more than none. Let's just have a look. Is there any extra effects? I sort of could do with extra effects on here, but I don't have any more modifiers, so that is fine for now. Let me just, break these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That will do, because we're going to be able to use those to make seeds, as we do with everything else in the pack. Rock crystal seeds. Yep. And that just needs a few things. So we need some supremium and a crafting seed. So crafting seed. One of those, please. And some supremium as well. Let's just craft, I don't know, 10. It's coming down from insanium, so it will be relatively quick. And then we'll get the crystal seed. Yep. And here is our rock crystal. Do we actually need any particular charge? They each have a certain size and, different stuff like that. But they don't seem to need it for now. Is any of these particularly large, or can I just use really tiny ones? Let's actually just use these two. I just want to use the tiny ones. That's fine. Rock crystal seeds, unidentified. That will do for now. I'm not sure if the 10-10-10 agrocraft stuff will actually affect the size of the crystal or not, but we have the crystals. And we're going to take those over to our void world so that we can then grow more of our rock crystals, because they're going to be needed to craft the next thing up there. So let's just get this down, and we'll get the rest sorted from that. Once my void world decides to wake up. There we go. Is there any space? Not from the looks of it, although one of them is generating emeralds at a rate of knots. Let me just grab you for a second. Just so I can see, what are you? Gold seeds. I think I've got enough gold for now, so I can always swap it back in later. And we'll put down the seeds there. Pop our spectacle back on. I've just got a crate here for the various miscellaneous seeds that we have. We can have them all generating permanently later, but for now, that will do just fine. And let's pop back over. And let's grab some of the essence that's going to be piling up here, and see if we can find a spot for it. Yeah, I've just cut off gold seeds, and gold was in here, the recipe. Yep, gold ingot. So if we just get rid of those, in fact, what's the recipe for these? Is it just a ring? It is a ring, good. So, whoops. Yep, and let's just grab each of you. And we'll remember the layout, just to keep a space available for that rock crystal essence. And then here in the filter, we'll just replace this with rock crystal essence. And now they should be making, well, they're going in here. Oh, they did not remember it. No, hang on. There we go, rock crystal ore. Make sure that's set to external. And they should be leaving the system as rock crystal ore, not necessarily rock crystal. Yeah, so we're going to need to actually process that further into rock crystals themselves, which is good because when you break them from ore into crystals, you will get randomized results for this size, purity, and cutting. We will get ability to actually produce maximum size stuff later in the mod, but that is not something we need to worry about just now. First of all, we need to make some light wells, or at least one, two. Light well recipe is some chisel marble, some rune marble, and rock crystal, and some aquamarine. Aquamarine now, that's the other thing. How are we going to make that? Is it we get aquamarine seeds, yay! And it needs 4 aquamarine, and we have 4 aquamarine. That is just a complete coincidence. Nothing to do with pre-planning whatsoever. So again, I will just craft whatever it needs for the aquamarine seeds. Let me sort that out off camera, and we'll come back once I've got some of those coming in as well. Okay, and lots of aquamarine coming into the system now. There we go, 1,000 of them already. And we're ready to go up here. I probably will build a dislocator up here or something like that rather than keep on going up and down. But for now, it's fine. And we should be able to then craft at least 1 light well, if not 2. You'll see it's during the day now, so the amount of light has dropped below half. So let's see if that's enough to actually craft this. Can we shift click this in? I reckon we can. However, we can't just grab it out of there. It retains its contents, but we can't grab it out of there. That's why we need this resonating wand. Right click. And you will get a nice effect. And I've got night vision on, so maybe it isn't great, but depends on your particular effect. But we get another light well, and we're going to be able to craft another one, hopefully. There we go. And these, if I remember correctly, basically convert light and, well, no, they convert aquamarine, I think. Is it aquamarine? Yeah. They convert it into sort of an extra sort of container for our light. So we can just put it down there. And what we can do, you'll see the liquid starlight begin to fill the bottom of that. And you can see the gauge at the very top of the screen shows you. We probably want to... Should I craft a couple more? Yeah, they're basically... Oh, I need some more rock crystals. But yeah, for now, that will do just fine. If we have a look into our Astral Tome, does it have anything else here now? You should have more than one constellation. Yeah, we've got Exploration, which is new. You can double click on it and you'll see it has the crystal growth. We've not got to crystal growth yet, but don't worry about it. We're going to be coming in from this direction. So Lightwell is the first node here, and then it heads out into other areas. So Starlight Crafting Altar is the next sort of tier up. So Starlight Crafting Altar. There it is. And that requires a liquid starlight bucket, which is why we've got the light wells. You can grab the liquid starlight out of them once you've got this. The rest of this over here, this marble stuff, it's largely just chiseled marble, so you can just get it using a chisel. I should just craft a new one because I think I've just actually used my old one up. Let's make a diamond chisel. We've got enough diamonds for that to be not a problem. And then we can just put some marble in here. And there's a marble pillar, and we have everything we need other than the bucket, which is not here. Do I have any plates? Oh, I need to make more iron plates, don't I? Clearly. We can make it on the crushing table. Yep, I'll need to go and get those. Let me sort that out. 1 second. Never mind. I've got a bucket in my backpack. That will do just fine. And do we have enough for a bucket? Yeah, that's 600. That's 750. This won't be infinite, by the way. This aquamarine will run out, and when it runs out, it just shatters. You hear a shattering effect, and then you need to keep it filled. So this holds up to 2 buckets for each one of these light wells. One of these should get fairly close very soon, and let's just lay out the rest of this. So the Starlight Altar, Crafting Altar is that one. And can we shift click stuff in? I need some more rock crystal, don't I? So the crystal ore. Crystal? Yep. 32 for the moment, which should do fine, because I just want a couple. There we go. And you now ready to... Yep, there we go. 1 bucket of liquid starlight. Starlight crafting altar. Can we just make this without the formation, I wonder? By formation, sorry, I mean basically the platform we're on. As you go up through the crafting tables, you tend to need different platforms, larger and larger platforms. This one seems fine. And if I remember rightly, it upgrades in place to the next tier. If I'm remembering right. Unless it runs out of light. We'll see. It is nighttime, so we do get more starlight at nighttime. There we go. We've learned more about attunement. So another section has opened up in our book. So here we have lots of other things that we can actually craft. And it will then obviously give us the next sort of crafting table up. Is that it? Or is it one of these? No, I'll need to find it. But we got to the second tier and we're well off to a good start in the mod. Okay, extra buckets made, and we're just going to head back up here to our initial platform. We may well be moving it very soon because we need to craft something called a Phosic Resonator. I remember when I saw there was that resource that you can't really see that hangs around everywhere, and you'll see that the aquamarines have died now. Well, yes, we need the Phosic Resonator to see more of it, and we'll get started with that. First of all, let's just see whether I can do what I'm hoping I can do. Let's knock those blocks out for a second. One there, one there. Can I actually feed into this thing with a hopper? Let's see. And let's just put one in here. No. Can't feed into the side. Can I feed into the top? Or is it because it's full? Let's craft something to contain stuff first of all. Let's craft a quantum tank. Quantum tank, that's already got stuff stored in it, so we want to craft another one. There we go. 1 bucket, but that will do fine. And let's just grab some marble there and let's just rearrange something here. So if I put the quantum tank down there. Beware that, by the way, liquid starlight, the stuff in here is cold. So if you have something that reacts to cold, you may not want to use that on this. Let's use some pressurized fluid conduit, and we should be able to pump the stuff out of that light well easily enough into a quantum tank. So extract always active, and there it goes, liquid starlight. And that one still has an aquamarine, that one has already shattered. So we should, in fact, hang on, that's maybe why it won't accept. Can I put one in here? What if I take, can we put another quantum tank down? I guess we could, or just pipe over into that one. How much conduit do I have? Endofluid conduit, but we can just put it across. Yeah, I'll do. Grab some of you. Pop you down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then let's just set this to extract all. And you're gone as well. No, we still can't feed into the side. Can't feed into the top. Gotta try this. You know, you gotta try for automation when possible. Will this block Starlight going in though? Nope, can't seem to be automated. Unless it can be automated through the bottom. Why are you... Oh, I'm not hitting you with a pickaxe, that's why. So yeah, we'll have to just put stuff in here. You can use several different things in these light wells. You don't have to use aquamarine, but because we're growing it, then we may as well just use it. It's infinite, essentially. Whereas in most mod packs with Astral Sorcery, it will not be infinite, so you will want to try and use something else. For example, you can use these rock crystals themselves, if I remember rightly. Is there anything anyone that's small? Yeah, we can put that one in once that's finished. That will break soon. But yes, back to Phosic Resonators then. Okay, I got a quest complete for liquid starlight in a bucket, but we've already done that before. So yes, we can make any sort of recipe in here that we like. In this case, I think it's something along this sort of lines. Is it aquamarine on top? Yep, there we go. And if I grab my resonating wand, let's see if that's actually enough to get it going. There we go. Phosic Resonator. So this thing allows you to see the starlight, and it's easy to see at night. Sorry, that's the resource, by the way, on the ground I was talking about. It's just called Starlight. It's easy to see, and it's on the ground during the night. However, we don't have a ground, so it may well be something you need to go to another world to check out. And I did go and look to see if I could actually go and find some of the Starlight. Didn't find any. I had a look in Landia. If you guys know, or if you've seen in a dimension, whether it does exist in this pack, then yeah, feel free to let me know in the comments. Otherwise, what we need to do now that we've upgraded our first altar to our second one is, as I may have mentioned earlier, we need to change the flooring that this thing is sitting on. Yep, that's right. It needs the special flooring. If you have a look here, you'll see I'm trying to craft the next actual item. It's going to be the telescope or the looking glass, something like that. Anyway, but I can't actually craft it. There it is, looking glass. Unless this actually says I can. I doubt that it will, though. Oh, wait. Hang on. Why is that even working? That shouldn't be working. Okay. Alright, so okay, we'll see. Looking glass. So now we can right click and we can look around. And you'll see, I can see stars. I want to find a particular constellation. We can find the constellations in our book here, all the way back to this tab. We're looking for these constellations. Once we find one in the night sky, we can actually choose to draw it out, and then that will basically unlock it in here. So we've got to figure out or find those first in the night sky, which is easier said than done. Okay, so sometimes you will find it straightforward, other times not. Oh, there's one. So if we have a look right there, that could be any of those that I have. So let me just right click. Which one of those does it look like? Constellations. Avitas? Does it go like that? Those are the only shapes that I've got somewhat like that. Let's have a look again. Yeah, it sort of does. So if I hold down shift, I think I can drag from one to the other like that. And then is it like this, and like that? Avitas. I can see clearly now. So now, yeah, we've got that unlocked in our book, and you'll want to do that wherever you can for various other constellations. There are 12 in total. See, there it is. You can see it unlocked in the night sky once you've actually seen it once. Yeah, that may be hard to see on YouTube, I appreciate, but it is there in the night sky. You may want to make this video full screen to see it. However, yes, back to changing this platform over. So in the book somewhere, and I can never remember exactly where. Is it in the Starlight crafting altar? Yeah, here it is. So here's the description of what we actually need. We need chisel marble, marble arch, marble bricks, sooty marble, and marble pillars. So marble arch and marble bricks we haven't done before, so I'll need to grab some of those. Our chisel will do the job. So let's just go for marble arch and marble bricks. There we go. Sadly, there isn't an auto builder as far as I know for these, but I'll get that set up and build it. And here we go with it mostly constructed. I had to cut off this quantum tank temporarily. We'll sort that out shortly. I'll put this in place. Now, hopefully this whole thing should actually work. I'm just going to put down these painted glowstones on the outside corners again. I have some torches in the middle, but in fact, let me just turn on the F7 mode so I can see when that's the case. I can see withers, that much is for certain. Those are still those two withers that are left out there somewhere for when they escape my what do I want to call it, cage? Yeah, they ate their way through the cage. Yeah, so this should now be back online again. It's not. Have I got something wrong? Probably, unless it won't accept those. Let me just knock those out of place. And you always got to make sure that every block is correct for this thing. No, that's not it. What mistake have I made? Let's look at the book, see if we can spot it. So, we've got the sooty marble on the inside. Chisel marble, marble arch, marble bricks, marble pillar, sooty marble. That looks like the right shape to me. The light wells are on the inset pieces. Yeah, and it is 5 long. Yeah, it is 5 long. And then outside that is the bricks. The corners are the chiseled, I assume, underneath these. Right there. Chisel marble. And then the outside is marble arch. Yeah, so 1 pillar, 2 pillars, and then that. That should be correct. And it's not. Let me just rerun through that again. It was the torches. I had 4 torches here, and apparently that interferes with that block. So as soon as I pick this back up again and tried to put it back down again, it wouldn't put them down because of the torches. But as soon as I move the torches, yep, now it shows a level of light. It's dropped because it's during the day now, but other than that, it's fine. We've got a sort of tier 2, if you want to call it, crafting altar. And we have this light well here that's just sitting there not doing anything. So we should probably hook up the quantum tanks again or something akin to them. And then we can just continually pump that back out. For now, I can't remove any of the platform, so this is going to have to be a bit ugly, to be honest. Yeah, so I'm going to have to put some of the conduit back. Should be some down here. I think I dropped some. No? Yeah. Oh well, I'll replace it and we'll come back. Okay, the next thing, I was going to upgrade the looking glass into the telescope, which makes us able to find those constellations a lot easier. You'll see, however, we're very, very close to not having enough starlight. This might be just enough. Might be. Let's get my wand. Yep, looks like this one will be enough. However, we're going to get to a situation very soon when it won't be. And that's where we're going to need spectral relays. Now they can be, I think, up to 14 blocks away from the altar itself. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 10 more that way and in every direction. You don't want to place them, yeah, there we go. You don't want to place them too close to each other though. What we're basically going to try and do is see if we can get the collector crystal from over there, or at least, you know, we will have to move it through various blocks and go and supply this altar with more light. Although it's actually doing pretty well here, actually, so far. Yeah, that's actually not too bad. So we may not need relays just yet, but yeah, it's best to prepare for it in the future. So we may as well just craft 1, just so you got an idea of those. And let's just make sure, am I still in exploration for relays? I can never remember which category all the stuff's sort of, can we do a search? Search would be nice. Spectral relay, there it is. So another glass lens. And I'm not sure if the glass lens actually matters the actual size of the crystal or not. It will matter for other lenses, but I'm not sure if the relay does. So yes, the phasic resonator can find field of intense starlight. The problem is that moving infrastructure or traveling vast distances to harness the starlight can be impractical. As delving further into secrets will undoubtedly require increasing amounts of starlight, an alternative is in order until you can craft something. Directly collect the starlight for yourself. So it needs to go into multi-block structure, but much, much smaller than we've built before. 4 arch blocks, 4 chisel blocks, and a smoky, or whatever that black marble is called, sooty marble. Okay, so let's build one. So it is going to be 10 blocks out. So let's just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that's the max distance. And it's a blood moon, so I better get rid of all those blocks fast. Let's just get over here onto this side. When is it not a blood moon, this mod pack? Honestly. Okay, so out there we have that, and then we're just going to need the marble from our system. So let's just look at marble. So the corners, and we want the arches. Which way around is it? Which way around? Arches on the cardinal directions then. And then chisel around the outside. And do I have any lights? I could just put a torch down there for now. It'll do. Stop things spawning on it when I'm not around. And then we need the actual centerpiece itself, the relay. So let's look for the relay. It's spectral relay, which needs under the lens. Let's make one of those. Oh, I made two because I've got two of them on there. Okay, we just need gold nuggets, and they're straightforward, of course, being just one gold ingot. And that will do. There we go. And we can put our spectral relay down. Okay, so there we go, Starlight relay. So as long as this is 14 blocks or less than that, I should say, from our altar, it will work. However, it should be it should be ideally 16 blocks away from any other relays, because you can pull in Starlight from all kinds of directions. So the 4 cardinal directions are the obvious ones, because they will be 16 away from each other. If you put them closer than that, they can start to rob from each other, and they need to have some sort of visibility of this altar. So yeah, the 4 cardinal directions are the obvious ones, and then if you need more than that, well, you'll have to think about some cannibalistic relays for yourself. But that's fine for me for now. So you can place your telescope wherever you like. I've just put it here for now. And then you can move it around and see, obviously, the constellations that we already found. And that means you don't have to move around physically in the world at the same time. You can just have a look to see if you can find, for example, here, that does look like a constellation, doesn't it? So it looks like something like that. So like the Big Dipper. Is that it? No. I'm obviously getting it wrong. Constellations. Is the one like the Big Dipper around? No, there isn't. At least not one I've discovered so far. Okay, it may well be one that I haven't. Never mind. And unless that is one of the other types, yeah, there's sort of an area there, and an area at the bottom side. Is there really nothing that I already have? Actually, it could be that one. Yeah, it could be all from all the sides. So if that's the case, then it would go something like this, this, and that. No? That did look right. Maybe I'm just not doing it right. Yeah, I tried redrawing again. It was fine. It's probably because I got a misstep at the start there. So we got Evorsio unlocked, and you can continue doing that. Bear in mind, some of the constellations only appear in the sky very, 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 very rarely. Like once every in-game 30 days. So yeah, keep an eye out for them. And once you see it once, then you're going to want to unlock it. So you're going to look through these until you actually found something useful. And I think I think those are all the ones I can actually see so far. Yeah, that'll do for now. I'll obviously do more of them between the episodes, but I kind of like the idea of the telescope. Kind of a cool thing for a mod. So let's bring it up to the wrapping up point for the start of Astral Sorcery. There is a few things you can now craft once you've got up to this stage, and this is sort of wrapping up point for this episode, I should say. So one of the things you can sort of do is you can sharpen your swords and tools. We'll get to that maybe next episode. You can also basically do the same thing to the crystal tools that you can make with this mod. And then we'll get on to more construction of other useful objects later. But yeah, you're going to want to try and find some more of the constellation paper, so you can get these constellations listed in here, so that you know what to actually look for, mainly more than anything else. And then we can continue looking into research for this in an upcoming episode. There is more altars than this. There is a larger altar. There's the celestial one. I think that's the next one up. So if you have a look at here, you'll see it builds on the same structure. So you basically expand it every time, and you then have to place more and more structure going in, and just move the pillars outwards for each one. So yeah, it gets quite large. And if I remember right, I think the final one has like other pillars around it or something along that kind of lines. It's been a while since I actually did it, but we'll cover that obviously probably next episode and get most of the way through our mod. That said, the quests here have given me a bunch of stuff, and you can see we're already more than halfway through the quests in Project Ozone 3 for Astral Sorcery. It's going to ask us to make an attunement altar. We're going to have to get in shifting stars, actual rituals, celestial crafting. That's the next altar up. So that's the remainder of the quests going around. And over here, the grindstone is what I just said. You can sharpen tools, and that's also where you grow and customize. You grow the crystals by putting them in liquid starlight, but you also customize them by using the grindstone in various ways. We'll go into it next episode. And then the only thing left is star metal as well down here. So for now, I'm just going to take these quests, and we will take all the rack available, and we'll just see how much rack we're actually going to get. One thing I did do was do some of the seed unlock quests, and that unlocked a lot of the rewards that we were already about to get, and I didn't get last episode. So if we look for rack now, you'll see I'm up to 405 again. That is, oh, well, 450 now, so that's halfway to that new sword tier, just from doing a lot of the seed quests. So, yeah, that's kind of useful. One thing that someone did say is to, one of the commenters did say is to get a market block. Let's just pop down here for a second. And this is an amusing block. Put it down. And we have a rag muncher, apparently. And in here you can buy things if you haven't already got them. And that's fair enough. You can snap to the various areas. And the other area happens to have rack available to buy. However, okay, so it requires Khazadorian metal. You know where we're going with this, right? You have to know where we're going with this. So Khazadorian metal, it's going to be torturous to make. You just know it's going to have a horrible recipe. So if we could, one Khazadorian metal would get a 64 rack. Okay, so one Khazadorian metal is made up of 3 different other types of metal. Okay, and that one requires quantum compression from Ludicrite, so that requires us to go through extreme reactors. Jesterite is chance cubes. That's a good use for chance cubes because I don't like them. Okay, and we need an ultimate catalyst for that, which requires the ultimate ingot, which requires ultimate crafting in extended crafting with manulin, lumium, crystalline, enderium, kaline. You know it, and well, the luminescent stuff is fine. That's not a problem to make. Black iron ingot requires us to craft through extended crafting in ender crafting, and that is not too bad. Ender biotite we can grow, iron we can grow. Jade is a bit annoying. I haven't seen a grow recipe for jade or no jade seeds, and they come from jade berries, and that's, I guess, something from the Erebus. So I assume there will be some way of growing these. Oh, hang on, here we are. Yeah, there is jade seeds. So we're just going to need to get some jade from the Erebus. Fair enough, he says. And then night slime ingot. Now, we've already made night slime. It is an alloy and relatively simple to make. But again, you require this ultimate catalyst as part of this quantum compressor, which takes you down a path of, lots and lots of this jade stuff with ender crafting. So it's not terribly easy, it's got to be said, to get to this point. And Ludicrite is by itself not terribly easy. Ludicrite usually comes from the output of the reactors, I think. How do we actually get to Ludicrite? Is it just generated? I'm sure there is some way to get to it. In any case, we'll get to that in another episode, but the market block is there for you to go and craft, buy any sort of saplings, or you can buy mushrooms for 1 rack. You trade with racks in this particular market, this particular instance. We don't need any of those for now, so goodbye. And off it goes. And just thought that just amused me, so I just thought I'd add that into the end of the episode. But otherwise, we're well on our way through Astral Sorcery, and we'll get to the next tier next episode. So hope you'll join me for that. Hope you've enjoyed some more Project Ozone 3. If you've got any comments, please leave them below. The most important part of helping other people out or in the playthrough. And of course, we will get through more quests when we come back. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and feel free to subscribe, click on the bell if you get notifications, or give it a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. We'll see you next time for more Project Ozone 3.